Yo, what's happening? This is the wrong artboard. There we go. Wait a second. There it is.
Can I
What's
just say
happening?
that while the intro was going, I was looking at myself in the little box. This is like the worst hairstyle ever. My head looks so big. Like I know I have a big head, but y'all not supposed to be able to notice it on camera. Like this just
It looks fine. I cover my hair up, so there's this how we doing.
yeah, but I mean, this is
It's
like
covered.
I knew my forehead was big, but like this is not hiding it. This is just showing everybody. Like you could tell exactly the shape of my head. I don't like that. I feel like I'm giving up too much information.
No comment. I don't, I don't know where you go with that one. Oh man. All right. So Guardians V3. This
Hey,
is
ask how you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm like all discombobulated right now because this was like I had lost track of time for a minute there. That's
It's
why
one of
we're
those
running
days.
late. I am the reason why we are running late today. But this is I'm good. I'm good. And how about you? How you doing?
I'm good. I'm great. I'm hungry. Got some Panera waiting on me.
Yeah, yeah. I had to scoff down some food real quick before I got on, and I'm gonna probably go back down and finish because I didn't finish eating. This is going to be a shorter stream because we're literally going to talk about Guardians, our review, because we both saw it over the past week, and um, yeah, let's get it. We got some things to do after this stream is over, so let's get into it because I really enjoyed this movie. How about you?
I did too. I don't think I have many complaints. And if I had to rate it, I don't know if I want to rate it, but if I had to rank it, it might be the best Guardians of the Galaxy. And that's saying a lot because the first one was really, really good. Like I wouldn't say that the second one was bad, but if I had to rank them amongst each other, it might be a battle between 3 and 1, and then number 2 at the bottom.
I agree. I think the second one was my least favorite one. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't. It didn't to me didn't capture the magic of the first one. And I think a lot of that had to do with just I didn't know what to expect with Guardians of the Galaxy with the first movie, and it came out, and I was like, wow, I really enjoyed that. And then this third movie kind of brought it all home in a way, and it was thoroughly enjoyable for me. Um, it was like 3 hours long and it didn't feel like 3 hours. It flew. It moved, man. This movie is an emotional roller coaster. Like it was really good. Like
I think emotional roller coaster is an understatement. I was sad the entire movie. The little bit of comedic relief that I got came from Mantis and Star Lord arguing over how to get in the car. Oh no, it was Star Lord and Nebula when Nebula didn't know how to open the car door.
yes, that was
That was
hilarious.
hilarious.
I
It
wish they didn't put that in the trailer because that was in the trailer.
was in the trailer.
It was in the
Was the F
trailer.
bomb in the trailer?
No, I don't think it was. But that scene they did preview that scene of her trying to unlock the door, like trying to open the door. It was brief, but I did see it in the trailer, and I was like, dang. So like, but it was still funny seeing it. But I wish I did not know about it.
Yeah, but overall, this was a fantastic movie that I don't know if I can handle watching again. I cried for the majority of the film. Like, I don't know. Yes, Rocket is a raccoon, but because he's portrayed as one of the family on camera, we don't think of him as a raccoon, right? He literally doesn't acknowledge that he is a raccoon until the end of the movie. So, as far as when watching it, he's human, or at the very least humanoid. Like we have a relationship to him. He's like family on screen. To see Lil Rocket getting hurt, I was upset. Like
Yes.
they might as well have been hurting Chewy. And Chewy is, y'all know about my dog. Chewy is not a pet to me. That is my child. Okay. I was sick watching this movie.
Yeah, they did a really great job of Rockets. I mean, this was his movie. That was the cool thing. Like it was definitely his movie. And I think that was the right direction to go in, given um we didn't know much about the character from the previous movies. It was like it was a mystery that they kept hinting at in the previous two films, and to go another film would have been so strange because it's like, are you gonna like, why do you keep teasing his backstory and we're never going to explore it? And it was really cool. I thought that was the greatest payoff because I think most of the other characters we've had um throughout the Infinity Saga, we've seen their backstory play out. We kind of understand who they are, where they come from, except for Rocket, and that was the kind of, I did not expect the movie to be about him the way it was, and I think that's what kind of brought the whole franchise back full circle for me.
Yeah, it was absolutely Rocket's movie. To the point where I am nervous that that was detrimental. Not it being Rocket's movie, but that the movie was so emotional. Like a lot of Marvel films, the great part about them is the replay value, right? Like, oh my goodness, that was great. I want to watch that again. The last few hero movies I've seen, period, I've seen twice. This one will not be one of them. So I am nervous about how that's going to be on the back end, right? Because not a lot of people, or at least I'm not going to see that movie again, not in theaters. Maybe one day if it's on TV, I'll watch it. But I can't see myself just turning that on unless I'm trying to cry. And I don't want to
Yeah,
cry. That was a bit much. I will say Adam, that was dope. Is that his name?
yeah, Adam Warlock.
Adam World.
I Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say I enjoyed the character. I was expecting someone a lot more serious when they hinted at him in the last movie. Yeah, I and I think there could have been a way to make him more serious but still have comedic relief. Like I don't the fact that he could have been so serious could have also been funny. Like everybody around him is joking and he's just zero sarcasm, just dead ass. I feel like they could have handled him that way. Instead, he was just a mama's boy, a big, strong mama's boy throughout the film. And I mean, Superman is a mama's boy at the end of the day, and we would never get the vibes that we got in this movie.
Right, right. Yeah, I that is my biggest gripe of the movie, to be honest, because his character I did not like at all. To be quite like it, okay, I won't say it. His intro was great, but then once we actually started getting into his character, it was like, bro, what is this? Like, I don't like this portrayal of Adam Warlock. I wish they would have kept more to the comics with his character because his character. But then I guess at the same time, he is very much like a Doctor Strange in his temperament, but I agree with you. They could have made him a lot more serious. Like they could have made him more of like a Data or like a Vision. Like some give me a hybrid of like Vision and Doctor Strange, and that would have probably sat better with me with the Warlock character. Like um the aspect of him not really understanding the world was kind of interesting, but I just didn't like the way they executed his character like at all. Like you remember in what is it, Infinity War, when Vision kind of he went off to try to figure out what at the end, like he didn't know where his allegiances lied. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like they could have done that with Adam Warlock's character, but we were seeing kind of like seen more of that in the movie. Like what's him us not knowing, like him being like more of a free radical in the movie and not know we don't know when he shows up, we don't know who he's going to side with, like who he's going to be fighting against or for. I think that would have been a greater use of the character because he's super powerful as you saw in the opening. But to have that level of just mystery around who he is and what he like, if they went rogue, I would have appreciated that like way more. Like they were not necessarily fighting against the Guardians, but they were just trying to prevent um
Their planet from being destroyed.
no, they're them trying to deny, like if him and his mom were like just rogue, like they were trying to deny um what's the villain? I forgot his name already.
Me too. I was just thinking
Um
about that. Hold on.
the gosh, no, God, it's gonna frustrate me if you do that. The
So frustrate you if I tell you the name?
Yes, because it's like right there. Oh no.
I know it.
The
I can
High
say
Evolutionary.
yes.
Yeah, good. Because look, I had high in my head like the whole time, and I'm like, bro, what is the second part? Oh yeah, the High Evolutionary. I don't know why I blanked on that. That's crazy. He was fantastic, by the way. But we'll get
I
into
like the
that.
actor too. I don't remember
Oh,
seeing
he
him
was.
much prior to whatchamacallit, Peacemaker. But that's something about James Gunn. If you don't know, James Gunn is going to use his people in his stuff. So that's
That's
absolutely the reason why we got this gentleman playing the High Revolutionary, because he killed it in Peacemaker.
yeah,
Um, I completely agree with you, especially about the Vision comparison. Actually, more so now because when you think about it, they're both powerful, but they were both technically born yesterday. So you have a being with immense, possibly even immeasurable power who's coming into a world for the first time that they don't understand. Where they do differ is intellect, right? Yes, Vision may not have seen the world with his own eyes and experienced it, but he is intelligent. He has all the knowledge that Jarvis has, versus Adam not having that. So in a way I could understand why his character was a little dumb, but I don't think he had to be. Like I think he could be equally serious, equally as dangerous, in that like he didn't necessarily recognize his power, didn't understand that you should not kill a witness. Like I'm not mad at that. I'm more mad at the execution of it.
yeah. Like him trying to understand like consequence and just being like not necessary like him not knowing outcomes is a like an interesting aspect because it's like he has his power but he doesn't know what happens if he does x, so he does things just so that he understands like what the consequences are, which would make him very dangerous but also very interesting because he doesn't, because like you said he was born yesterday, so he doesn't really have a full grasp of what consequence is and what his powers are and maybe the extent of his power. Like maybe there's a lot of himself that he doesn't understand and he's like not fully aware of, like that self-awareness is not there. Like I think Vision was very self-aware,
Absolutely.
but I think you could have done that with him but make him like less self-aware.
I truly hate that I'm about to make this comparison, but there is a character in DC that fits everything that we're describing that I absolutely feel would have worked in this role. Maybe not the actor, but the writing and the temperament, and it's Black Adam. Did you watch the movie?
Nope.
Okay.
I
So
think it should be
Adam's
on HBO now, right?
Oh, it is. Black Adam's character was literally in the ground for thousands of years, comes to, and he's in a city that's not even like New York because there's a whole bunch of advanced weaponry and technology that he's never seen before, let alone not known the TV. So, and he doesn't even speak English, right? He speaks an old ancient language. So he's kind of powerful, strong, definitely does not understand consequence. Um, and he seeks knowledge, but he moves with no respect in a way or
Mm-hmm.
regard. Like, for example, throughout the entire movie, this man does not use a door.
Yeah, he just
Black
yeah.
Adam just goes straight through walls. The door is right next to him, and he will just bust through the wall with no care. Right, something like that is what I would expect of Adam Warlock and what we got. That is what I would expect of Adam Warlock versus what we got.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I think like him and his mother being more or less in a neutral position and just trying to deny um the High Evolutionary his prize of Rocket, that if that was the angle, then that would have been I feel like I would have liked that use of that character more because he's not necessarily in opposition of the Guardians. He doesn't really care. Like he's against the High Evolutionary. Then at once they realize they have a common foe, then they join forces because that literally that ending felt, them injecting him into the lineup felt so, it was so forced. It was just I don't know, I didn't that was like to me the worst part of the movie was how they used this character, the portrayal of his character. Everything else stands very strong.
also, They ain't have to kill Aisha for real. She the only smart one between the two of them. His
Yeah,
mom. That
yeah,
was wild and necessary. I don't know what it is with these superhero movies, but sometimes they mamas need to live. There's no lesson, in my opinion, that Adam Warlock is gonna learn now that his mother's gone. He didn't learn anything from that. His mother's just going now. He's just out in the world being stupid, making poor decisions, and now he's gonna learn from who? Drax.
yeah.
I
Exactly. Like now, like, and it's kind of like you're just diluting the character because I don't like I don't want this to be the version of Adam Warlock that we get in the MCU because if it is like that's going to be very frustrating to watch for
he's,
me.
he's acting the way that you would expect Shazam to act.
Yeah, like it's yeah, that's exactly it. It is very like they turned him into Shazam. You're right. I don't like that. That is not who he is.
I was
That's
actually
not like
I,
it is
I
so
haven't
weird.
I haven't finished the newest Shazam. I've been watching it in bits and pieces, but even Shazam is more mature, and his
Yeah,
character I think is 15.
something like that. He's a teenager. Yeah,
It's
he's a teenager. Like, and
disappointing.
it was yeah, I it is I the thing is like the rest of the movie is so strong that his character the portrayal of Adam Warlock was not didn't bother me um all that much. It was just every time he was on screen, I was just like it was kind of like it was just disappointing. Like, but other than that, like everything else about the movie was great. Like the High Evolutionary was a fantastic villain, great portrayal. Like I um definitely want to see more of that character, which kind of brings me up to like another point. Like this is another movie where that kind of feels disjointed from the rest of the phase. Like there's it lacks a lot of continuity. I still am very unclear on what the direction is for Marvel going forward. Like we do see like there is a next generation of young superheroes, of course. That has been a common theme throughout. So like clearly they're building the Young Avengers. That's going to be very cool. But how long of a play is that? Because we haven't heard anything about a Young Avengers movie or TV show in the works. Not, or at least I'm not aware of any rumors of anything either. But there could be some rumors. But like I don't know. What do you think? Like how did you come out of the movie after and did you think about like the rest of the phase at all, or did you just kind of like enjoy the film for what it was?
Yes and no to that question. I agree that this movie felt very disconnected to the rest of the MCU, but I'm not mad at it because even though they said that we'll see Star-Lord again, we may see these characters again, we may not. Seems like as a whole, the Guardians of the Galaxy franchise has concluded with this great movie. And if we see these characters again, it's probably not going to be in a Guardians of the Galaxy 4. So
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. But I do agree that like we got introduced to some new characters in this film, especially all these kids. What they just gonna love and thunder it now? Drax just is gonna be a dad and that's it. Like I am interested in what the future of that is gonna hold. Um I I'll say I think the disconnect started with Shang-Chi. Fantastic movie. Fantastic. But they've done nothing with it since. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
this and actually more so the movies that are a little less connected seem to be the better ones right now.
Yeah. And like I'm not like I'm it's not an issue necessarily, right? Like it is because they were so good. They're really good movies. But the problem is like after you appreciate it and you walk away from theater and you start thinking like you're like, okay, well, does any of this like play how does this add like what does this mean for the future, because it felt very conclusive like yeah we got a cliffhanger and we know that Star Lord at some point will be back in the future. Rocket is now the leader of the Guardians, but they were kind of always on their own anyway. um Shang-Chi, very that was a great callback because that's also very like it's supposed to be connected, but it's like we don't know what those threads are yet. Same thing
Right.
with Quantumania, we've got Quantumania and Loki. Those definitely feel connected, but like, what's the impact for the greater? Like, I don't. I guess they are playing a long game. Like this feels like they're building towards another 10 years. You know what I'm saying? Like this, it took 10 years to get the MCU to Infinity Wars. It feels like this is going to be another 5 to 10 year play for Marvel to get them to rebuild the hype for the next major Marvel event to unfold on the big screen.
I feel you, but I feel like they're jumping around a bit too much. Like when it
It,
went from,
they have
like
a
it was
lot.
just a lot of
It's a
stuff.
lot of stuff happening.
Way in a way, it's almost too much. And I don't want to doubt them, right? Because they still went from what was the first movie? Hulk. They still went from Hulk to Infinity War. They were able to make that happen. So it's not like they don't know what they're doing, but as a fan, I'm struggling to see it
Yeah.
in a way. Like I know I said all that mess we did at the beginning of COVID, breaking everything down. I never want to do that again. I don't want to spoil for the story for myself. I feel like I ruined a bunch of stuff instead of just enjoying it for what it was. Like I still feel like if we just watched WandaVision and didn't break it down bit by bit, we may have enjoyed it a little bit better. If we didn't wait until episode 6 to realize Mephisto was not coming, imagine what we would have experienced. So in a way, I want to just sit back and trust them, but this is completely different than what we got for the first 3 phases. It's completely different.
Yeah, I agree. I also feel like kind of so it feels what's weird is that it feels like Marvel and Star Wars have almost flipped. Do you get that sense? Because like to me, I feel the continuity in Star Wars is much stronger than what Marvel is right now. Like Marvel seems like it's scrambling. It's got too many plates it's trying to spin, and it's juggling a lot. And I'm not saying that they can't juggle all these things and put on a really good, find a way to tie it all together. I'm pretty sure they will, but right now the threads seem so far apart that we can't really see where this is headed. And it's a weird spot to kind of be in because it's been a long time as a Marvel fan, on the movie side of things, that I feel like I don't know what we're building towards. Like I don't know where we're headed. And it's a weird place to be in because just I guess just because it's been a while. Like all before we got movies and we just wanted sequels, and now we've got accustomed to this long end game. Not to like just for lack of a better term, like that big payoff for 20 plus movies, like I don't know, maybe it does. I guess early on, those earlier movies were a little disjointed. I gotta because everything was out of order. Like we didn't know necessarily where how it would all culminate, and I guess we're in that part of it again. But we kind of are the only difference is that we're expecting that we're expecting another Infinity War type of thing.
So your first point was, well, one of your points was comparing it to Star Wars. I don't know if they're comparable. I think Star Wars as a whole has always been very, very, very stuck on quality and perfection, right? Even if we don't like it, we are not getting a project from them ever until they know for sure they've crossed every T and dotted every single I, just off rip. So I think that's a part of the, and they also, they're going to wait until they're not going to what's his name, James Cameron, they're not going to James Cameron it, but they're going to wait to make sure that everything is perfect, every sound. If they need to completely redo the music for a film, they're going to do it. So in a way, Marvel's not even comparable because we've seen some of the CGI coming out of there. Even
Yeah.
though they have more concise things coming out, I think they learned a significant lesson after the last trilogy. And so now they're moving in a little bit of a different direction, but also with more guidance. They understand now who their fan base is, what the fan base wants to see. And also they want to make, the original fans happy too. So I wouldn't even compare the two. I would think that longevity wise, I see more of a future for Star Wars than I even do for Marvel. They putting everything out right now. At some point, they're going to run out of something, or people are just going to be fed up and annoyed. I don't want to watch another Marvel movie because I don't understand what the hell is going on. And then two, Simone. That's Life in Numbers. I looked up
What's up, Simone?
Phase 4, and I can share it because just the amount of stuff in Phase 4 is sick.
And that's what movies and TV, right?
Yes. Oh, nope. Just get big.
Right click it and then open image in new tab.
Did it share to new tab with y'all? No, it did not. Let's try this one more time.
That is a lot of content though.
Too
Maybe it
much.
is. Maybe I mean, but let's see. There's a difference too. Like I feel like the pace, the spacing, the timing of all of the. Now I think Star Wars has kind of hit a stride where I feel like they have a very comfortable content schedule where you get um you get a lot of content at one time and then you take a break and then like the next wave is here like the I think Bad Batch and Mando overlapping kind of felt weird, but I would have preferred a little bit more space between those series because there was quite of a lull between Mando ending and Vision season 2. But that's beyond the point.
Also, I just realized that what I shared is missing stuff, or at least has too much stuff.
Well, I mean, still, it's a good sampling of the amount of content that they've got. Um, that's crazy. I forgot Love and Thunder was part of Phase 4 because that was so like. What? All right, so
So out of everything that I'm looking at right now, what I have on the screen is wrong. So let's just go ahead and remove that. I think Phase 4 just ended. If you look at all
we're
the
in Phase
original
5,
phase,
right?
no, that it ended with Guardians of the Galaxy. Phase 4, all of the different things that I have Guardians of the Galaxy 3 in Phase 4, and the next things to come out of it would be the Fantastic Four or Blade, which we don't even think those two are happening. So
Oh
like
yeah,
right now,
they're on super pause, and then like now we got the writer strike going on, and now the actors look like they're getting ready to go on strike, so we don't know what. It's a mess.
oh
It's
wait,
good though.
pause for the cause, fam. I didn't even consider how the writer strike is the writer strike is affecting you. How are you doing?
Good, good. It's definitely had its impact, but I'm good.
Okay, just checking.
I
I
think the good news I feel is that the actors are their guild has approved a strike. So if the actors go on strike, I mean that's curtains for everybody.
right.
So like that just expedites the process because you the thing with studios they invest the money up front. So everything that's in production, if it's not shooting, they are literally losing money by the million. So they need to come to an agreement. If the actors, now that the guild has approved strike, it goes to a vote. Hopefully they vote unanimously like the writers did, and then they go on strike, and then that should expedite this whole process, and everybody can get what they deserve, and we can get back to work. Because at the end of the day, like you've got like Marvel being a prime example, like that's a lot of content for not only for consumers to consume, but for production teams and writers and actors to be involved in. Like that is a very busy schedule. Like that's a lot, and that's on top of anything else that they may or may not be working on as well. Like
I have a question, and I'm sending it to you in the private chat because I want to say it, but I don't want to potentially mess up our future because this man has power.
Probably
Messing it up for everybody. That's
more
crazy.
than likely
That's
because I
around.
don't think that individual is a member of the WGA.
That's crazy. All that writing.
He they don't hire they do not hire writers. So therefore, you
Hmm.
know, yeah. So there's that.
For those who are watching, fill in the blanks. And if you're clueless, oh well.
Yeah, you can ask us in the Discord. How about that? Who we're referring to.
Um,
We'll gladly answer. Yeah, not to be cryptic, but that was probably a wise. Yeah, I wouldn't say we won't put anybody on Front Street, but yeah.
he be watching. I don't want to
Oh,
pretend
listen,
to
I know
they be
that.
watching.
Yeah, I know that. Um, yeah, no, no. But anyways, moving on.
I apologize for that little tidbit, but
Well, so what I was basically the because I didn't actually make my point with the Star Wars and Marvel content. No, that's my fault. The I feel like the I feel like Star Wars in Lucasfilm are you like effectively using Disney Plus, like to a degree that Marvel should absolutely watch and take note of, and like actually create a level of continuity that is easy to follow. Because I really feel like the all the content for Star Wars, all the connections that they have makes it worthwhile watching. Even if you don't watch it all, it just the context you get for watching a lot of this content helps because it does pay off in the other films. Like you see characters, like not everybody has to be um, the superhero or the hero of the story. Like it is, I feel like sometimes these characters are getting too much screen time where, and that might be because of the what they're getting paid, but that's a whole nother debate. But like, does it service the story going forward to give all of these characters so much screen time when like you see like spoilers here. I'm sorry if you haven't seen Mandalorian season 2, but that whole Luke Skywalker thing, it's Luke Skywalker, and he had all of what 15 minutes on screen, but it was probably the most impactful 15 minutes I've ever seen a character have on screen. And like I feel like Marvel could utilize characters in that way. Like they don't need to, like maybe we don't need another Thor movie. Maybe we just need Thor to show up like out of the woodwork, do what he did in like Black Panther, or not Black Panther, Infinity War, when he showed up to Wakanda and like absolutely just wrecked everything, and then like he's off doing his own thing again. Like maybe we are getting oversaturated with the volume of characters that we're getting on screen, where we maybe need to focus in on one character and then have a couple pop in here and there that are related, that are connected, that service the story.
and I don't mean to bring this up because I feel like there's already such a negative force in the fan base about like the women led shows, but let's think about what the fans are asking for. No one is asking for the Marvels. No one is asking for Echo. Take another direction. Nobody is asking for the Thunderbolts, right? The movies that the fans were teased about that they want, we want a Fantastic Four movie. There's no other way to put it. We want Blade. From the moment they had Mahershala put that hat on during the announcement on that stage, that's what we want to see, right? So
Yeah.
Marvel is spending all of this time and energy putting forth projects that we're not even interested, and in my opinion, not even doing a good job promoting these. Like in my opinion, there's no reason why people shouldn't be excited for the Marvels that's about to come out soon. Like there should be some sort of hype behind it. Not hearing much of anything. Of course, I'm hyped. I want to see it, but I don't know if I'm excited for that. Versus the Ahsoka show, a character that has so much rich history within Star Wars, and they picked an actress that everybody loves. I think that was a fan casting, right?
Yes, it was absolutely a fan
And even
casting.
we decided that.
Yeah, yeah,
Like, let me tell you something. If they make Fantastic Four and what's his name, John Krasinski,
yeah,
if he ain't Mr. Fantastic, what are you doing? Sometimes the fans get it right. Like not even sometimes, oftentimes the fans get it right.
yeah. Like there's a way to do fan service correctly without compromising the story. Like because that's essentially what we're asking for. Like we do want things and we want to see things happen, but don't do it, don't force it. Like that's kind of what happened with the sequel trilogy. There was a lot of fan service that was absolutely unnecessary, did nothing to further the story, but they injected it anyway. And Marvel is doing a lot of that, I feel like, with a lot of the characters and the projects that they're putting out. Like there's maybe it will have a payoff, like I don't know, but it to me it's just so much. It's so far. It's I don't know. Maybe it is oversaturation. I don't know.
I almost said something real rude. I do not want to see Adam Driver as Mr. Fantastic. I'm telling you right now. Y'all want to see me pitch a fit? If they announce Adam Driver is Mr. Fantastic, look out for the next certified gumbo episode. Like it's please look out for the next episode of Cookout. I'm gonna be up here mad as hell. It doesn't even make sense. We already have the perfect what why? You know what? I'm mad because I don't even like Adam Driver. That's a personal problem. It has less to do with Marvel and just I don't want to see that man as Mr. Fantastic. I ain't even like him in the sequel trilogy. And also, Mr. Fantastic is supposed to be at least a little bit attractive. Okay. I understand beauty.
I mean,
Can y'all hear me? I understand beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but my eye is not beholden. Okay. I'm so sorry, Mr. Driver, if you're watching this, but I'm
you know, all I'm gonna say is just you to be prepared. Be prepared because I there's a substantial rumors that that's going to happen.
this
Because
was
from what I understand, they're in final stages. So the
what?
only reason why I think it hasn't been announced is because of everything else that's going on with the writer strike and the pending actor strike. So you know we shall see. We shall
Now,
see.
who they gonna have play Invisible Girl? Who gonna be in love with him?
Hey, these
I
are
want to know. As on everything, they pick somebody and they just don't even look right together as a couple. I'm gonna flame them as soon as we get back with this camera. Tell you right now. Let them announce something crazy for Invisible Girl. Y'all gonna hear from me.
yeah. So I haven't heard any rumors about any of the other castings except for I. So all I take from that is that their main focus is finding the Mr. Fantastic right now, and then everything else will come after. But like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We shall see what happens. I'm not sure what the issue is with Krasinski because he did actually appear as Mr. Fantastic in a different universe. I'm assuming that variants. I mean, there's no. It's a possibility he could return as Mr. Fantastic of that universe. I forget which one it was, but like, I guess the 616 may be Adam Driver. That's what it sounds like.
Adam Driver and Margot Robbie. That what planet does that make sense? What? Where? How?
That's wild.
Casting
That's wild.
directors are
They,
on crack. Are they on strike too?
you know, there's a there's a benefit in certain regards to casting unknowns. I think I think Star Wars has done a fantastic job of casting relatively unknown talent for their roles. Like I know you want star power Marvel, but like sometimes it benefits to just go with the somebody who's under the radar that is up and coming. They don't have to be like completely new, but somebody who's up and coming, who's on the rise, is like go that route um for some of these characters because a lot of the characters they stand on their own. Like they're a lot of these characters have legacies that go back 30 plus years. Same with Star Wars. Like a lot of these characters go back 40 plus years. They go back 20, 30 years, and we get actors who are relatively unknown, minus a few. Rosario Dawson's probably
I have such an attitude right now.
one of the biggest that we've gotten in a while. But I'm what it
The
so
the only reason why for those roles, especially if they're still saying that they want to give us a more mature Fantastic Four, they don't want to just bring up Fantastic Four and do like a reboot as far as like they're young and introduce them for the first time again. They want to have them a little bit more seasoned. I could understand why you wouldn't want to use an unknown there. I just don't know how I feel about Adam Driver. Like, and now I'm thinking about Margot Robbie as Invisible Girl. Is that her name?
what?
Invisible Girl?
Yeah,
Oh,
Sue
okay.
Storm.
Thank you. I'll call her Sue Storm. I don't even like that because all I hear is her accent from The Wolf of Wall Street, or her as Harley Quinn in there. Like, come on now. They could have easily slapped a blonde wig on Jessica Chastain and she'd have killed it. But she ain't gonna
Yeah,
kill it. Adam Driver.
if
Sorry,
but
that's
well, that's where it's a little confusing because if they are going older, then yeah, like they could have gone. But
side
I don't
note.
know. He
If I
Adam Driver, he does have range like a
I'm
bit,
not
so he might. It depends on how they play. I don't know, but see, here's the thing. I wasn't expecting what we got from Adam Warlock, like in how they portray that character. I fundamentally disagree with how that character was portrayed on screen, but they might actually do a decent job. I don't know. It really depends on the writing of the character. Like I feel like they probably on some mess with Blade, and which is why Mahershala Ali was like, "Nah, we rewriting this because it's crazy. Like y'all got this man on some mess."
two things. One, I'm also a little hard on Adam Driver right now because I saw his movie 65, the dinosaur movie.
Oh man, that's crazy. You went and saw that for real, for real?
You know I watch anything. I will say I don't know if I want to call the movie bad, but I do not want to see that Adam Driver as Mr. Fantastic. And two, they have about 4 business days before they lose Mahershala Ali as Blade. And now that as a fan base we've already seen it, who's going to be next? Like I feel like as an actor, Mahershala is so strict on, and this is many of them. I would even say who mentioned Denzel Washington. I think it was Daniel. Um, he's very strict on how he's portrayed on screen, how long he'll be attached to a project that he's probably starting to feel like he don't even want to do this no more. That's bad for us as fans.
Yeah. What it yeah, if he has a lot of creative control, then I don't see that he'll probably stick around because if he actually has creative control over the story now, like now it's his story. But I think that situation will work itself out.
I think that's what he
Denzel doesn't like doing sequels, so like that puts him out of any Marvel
lying because
movie.
Equalizer 3 trailer is about to come out.
Yeah, that's literally the only franchise that he's had sequels for.
And he seems to be having himself a ball.
Yeah, that's his only exception. I don't see him making an exception for Marvel because that's not the type of I what I don't where he is in his career. I don't know what type of I don't see him in a Marvel movie. If,
Um,
especially if like based on the most recent content that we've gotten from Marvel, I don't see that being deep enough for Denzel to even be interested in. Like I don't see how
he,
creatively that would interest him at all.
he's so iconic as an actor that I can't even see him in Star Wars for real. Like in
No,
my head, I
like
just imagine him taking off a mask, like a Darth Vader mask, and it's him under there. And I'd have been in the movie theater like, Denzel, what you doing here? Like it just don't make a lick of sense. Like he's a little too great. Not at all in a bad way.
I could see there are so there are I there's some stories I could see them doing within, but it would be a one off. Like it would have to be like some like legendary tale of a Jedi that like his story begins and ends. Like there wouldn't be a sequel to it. It'd be one off. Like I could see them doing like some. It would I would if they did something like Macbeth in the Old Republic and Denzel played a Jedi. I would be on board for that. Like oh my goodness, that would yes
There are quite a few plays that would look dope in that universe.
yes like it's like that's what yeah that but that's what I'm saying. Like you would have to it would have to be something like that which would fit more in the Old Republic, like because that it's a darker time period within Star Wars. That's and it would fit with his style of acting because
Yeah,
you could it could be a lot more edgy than what we get in the current timeline because it is a much darker time period. Like the conflicts that happen in the Old Republic are much more like and then like what they did with Andor, something like that. Like it would have to be like a very it would be something like that. Doing something like where he because if he like if I could see him being an older Jedi master teaching a like an apprentice and then like him mentoring and then like the whole Jedi philosophy like in him doing like I could see that, but that would be like it would have to be Old Republic, that's for sure.
he needs a
Yeah, well, you know, beyond what the current like it can't be connected to anything that we got going on.
while we're on the subject of Star Wars, did you ever watch that last episode?
No, I forgot. I
You're
forgot
fine.
there was another episode.
You're you're fine.
Anyways,
You told me you was gonna watch it as soon as we
I
start.
know I didn't watch what you call it. I watched Guardians though.
I'm proud of you,
I
but still.
watched Guardians. I watched Guardians. I totally forgot
Oh,
about the episode.
side note, I'm not gonna make you watch it because I feel like you don't want to, but I am going to see Fast and Furious this weekend, and I'm very excited about it. They went to space in the last one. I want to know what nonsense they're gonna do this time.
I'm
Also,
pretty sure I'm going
I
to end
think
up going to go see it with my uncle and my dad next week. Probably.
go see it so we can talk about it because they're gonna do some nonsense.
It's going to be. I know what it's going to be. I listen. I want to see Beast Wars. So when does that come out anyway? Because I saw that trailer on it was attached to Galaxies. So that got me hyped. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Beast Wars. Oh, brought up the show movie. June 9th. So
Oh,
we got
well,
about
it's
3
like
weeks.
2 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's
It's
not
not
far.
terrible.
Also, oh dang. Oh no, we don't have a show next week because The Little Mermaid comes out next week, right? Yeah, I'll be seeing Little Mermaid on
Oh, was
Thursday
that next week? Okay.
opening night. I'll be there. Thank you. Just FYI, in case anybody was wondering. Yes, I'm gonna cry. Do I care about the Little Mermaid? No, that was not my thing, but I do now. Okay, and every time Hallie, excuse me, sings Part of Your World, I cry. So best believe I cried during Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm gonna be crying during the Little Mermaid too. I'm gonna do what I have to do. Thank you. So
Yeah,
I'll be able to report back on that. You should take your mom. Or does your mother not care at all?
not at all.
Oh, wow. I'm gonna have to go with my mother and my sister. My brother probably come too.
Yeah, not at all. That is, I don't even. Yeah, no, not at all.
I'm screaming. That's
Yeah,
fine.
but anyway, anything else for Guardians? Because I think
It was
I've
a
said my piece.
it was absolutely fantastic. Outside of Adam Warlock, I don't have any complaints, but even still, they don't necessarily have to change it in order for me to feel like it is what it is. The movie was fantastic. I still can't say for sure that I want to watch it again. It was really, really sad. Oh, I didn't get to say this earlier, but when he opened up the gate and saw all the baby raccoons in there and was grabbing them up, oh, the tears. The tears. Like, why would I put myself through such pain again? That was so sad, but
Yeah,
still great, and probably the most emotional. I would argue that that was more emotional than the fading away scene in Endgame, not Endgame, Infinity
Infinity
War.
War. I
Because when we
agree.
watched Infinity War, we didn't think we were never going to see those characters again.
It was
We
that was shocking. What
Yeah,
this was like
sad.
actually like sad and
Yeah.
emotional, and it was like in the back of my mind, I was like, I hope nothing happens. Like, because the way they shot it, it was very, it mirrored the scene where his friends get killed.
I
And
thought everybody was
I
going to
was like, bro,
die.
what? I'm like, there's no way.
I thought
And I'm
everybody
glad it didn't.
was going to die.
I'm glad it did. I'm glad it ended the way it ended because it was like that was on the edge. I was like, yo, this is about to be so like dark if they do this. If they do this, like, what's that going to do? Right? But no, I think I love how they handle that.
Yeah. So no complaints, all around great. Did we rate it
I've
on?
got complaints, but it was solid.
Do you want to end it on a scale of 1 to 10? 10 spoons.
Um, I'm not sure if I want to rank it yet because it's complicated when we start ranking these movies because we got to rank it with the Marvel. So I think I'm gonna hold off
All right, we can wait on that.
until we add it to the list. We because we got to revisit our Marvel list at some point. We got to finish the DC list. Did we finish that? We didn't finish that either.
I don't think so. There was some stuff we had to go back and add.
Yeah, yeah, but yeah, that's all I got. If you haven't seen Volume 3 yet, definitely go. It's absolutely worth going to see in the theater for sure.
100%.
I
It's
doubt that you'll see it twice. Doubt that you'll see it twice because I don't. It's a great movie, but it is one time like because it's such a
heavy.
definitive conclusion and it's heavy and it's like you talk about ups and downs. Like this movie has like a lot of emotional highs and emotional lows, and it's fast paced with them too. It does not let you like sit with any of those emotions for too long before it just turns it on its head. So like
Yeah, there was
it's a
times I was crying
theatrical
'cause I was
experience.
happy, and then I was crying because I was sad, and then turned into happy tears again. And before I could dry my eyes, damn, I was sad again. Like if I had makeup on, the Lord told me not to wear makeup because it was gonna be down my face.
Yeah, the pace was intense, but yeah. So we'll be back on
20 the no, not the
the
22nd.
first June 1st.
Yes.
The 22nd with the next episode. Imani, you want to take us out?
Absolutely. As always, thank you for watching. Please like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch at Certified Gumbo. Please, if you feel like it, buy us some coffee. The link is in the description bar down below. And join us on Discord. We talk about these things all day, every day. So please join us on Discord. Also, please look out. We had a fantastic game night on Tuesday, and we'll have another game night coming up soon. So please look out for that on the Discord calendar. That's all I got.
So I always say, oh yeah, before we leave, thank you to Callisto because she did recently donate to the Kofi page, and we appreciate your donation contribution. It was after our last stream, so we haven't had a chance on stream to say thank you. So thank you very much because we really appreciate it. It means a lot.
Thank you.
And as I always say, peace, love, blessings, and may the force be with you always.